everybody. Welcome to the 247th hour of Adventurers Wanted.
Yay!
Thank you so much for joining us for this hour. I'm going to do a quick run through a few things before we start. So just to let you know, this performance, like all of our performances, is a relaxed performance. So that just means we've got relaxed attitudes to any sound or movement from our audience members, just for the benefit of anyone who might not be able to be still or silent for the duration of the piece. If at any point you do want to pop out, feel free to head through the room at the back. There's some water and stuff out there. Help yourselves. Come back in whenever you feel up to it. I'll be over here as well, so just give me a shout if you do need anything. We've got some audio loop headsets as well, so if anyone would like to use those, again, just give me a shout. The lights should stay on throughout. They have been blown off. If that happens, I do apologise. I will put them back on as quickly as I can, and there'll be no loud bangs, but there will be some background music throughout. I will hand over to Chris, who is our GM for this hour.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Hello. Welcome to the 247th hour of Adventurers Wanted. Yay! 4 to go. Right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you what we're doing. We're playing a tabletop role-playing game. What does that mean? For the uninitiated, it means that the 4 players to my left and right are playing characters in a universe fantasy setting, and I portray the rest of the setting. So I deal with the monsters that they fight, the allies that they make, the giant floating cities they try and crush elder gods with. Plot point, we'll get there. What happens is they tell me what they want to do. We roll dice to see if they achieve it. 20 is very good, 1 is very bad. They're very high levels, so above 20, exceptional. We'll get quite a few of those this hour, I anticipate. There's over 245 hours of backstory, and we are now in the very much end game, so I'm going to try and condense the entire story into 30 seconds. Right. Okay. These people are crew members of the Spirit of the Horizon, a naval research vessel that was taken from its home plane by a magical spell cast from a stone tablet they found in a forgotten temple. The forgotten temple was a forgotten temple to an unspeakable ancient evil, which they've got released. The spell they cast made sure they got away, but it started trashing their home world. On this new world they found themselves in, this magical world of Havmar, of oceans, they managed to find a second stone tablet that would let them go back home. Or so they thought. It didn't. It brought the ancient evil to this world. They tried to fight it. It is too powerful. They cannot defeat it. They are now trying to crash a floating city of wizards into it. Think Age of Ultron, you're getting close to what they're trying to do. At this point, they are fighting a gigantic worm made entirely of tentacles on top of this city, trying to make their way through to one of the orbs that holds the city up, which by smashing, they hope to drop. And we come back mid-combat, so hit me with some combat music, and let's have the names of the characters and what they do, and then we will dive straight in. Starting on my left.
I'm Count, I play Lorith, an elven wizard. That's pretty much my thing. I click and go boom.
Click and go boom.
I'm Chaz, and I'm Golan Height, who was the first acting captain of the Spirit of the Horizon.
Yes, he
until
was.
He was accidentally transported back to the home dimension for what was a week and a half of their time, but what was 12 years in his timeline. He's returned, 60 years old, covered from neck to waist in mysterious tattoos. He has also got a very strange glowing green eye now.
It's true. Don't spend time in Chthonian landscapes.
I'm David. I'm playing Dubious Scalyflank, white dragonborn paladin, and I'm a marine on the ship. So yeah, I'm actually competent in combat.
He is. He's competent at hitting things.
It's really helpful. Hi, I'm Naomi. I'm playing Brina Froddle. Brina's the head of arcane research on the ship. She's a gnome wizard, so she's about 2 foot tall. She was on the first mission when they went and got the first tablet that brought them here, and has found a renewed sense of purpose over the past few days. Now she's researching how to defeat this thing. She spent a lot of her time with her nose in books, which is exactly what she was doing before what's about to happen is happening.
Well, you say before what's about to happen, but you don't know what's about to happen. I control this entire setting, remember?
Okay, well, am I being teleported?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
No, you are not. Don't presume anything. Brina, you are on board the Spirit of the Horizon.
Sure.
As you sit on board ship, where is the ship at the moment?
I have no idea.
It is sat at the mouth of the Trocken Caldera, waiting for the arrival of the ancient evil god, which you have lured here to drop this city on its head. And the ship is going to be part of the last stand, with all citizens of the Caldera in any way able to help, ringing the edge. A Caldera, in case you're unsure, is it's a sort of hoop city with water in the middle as well as the outside. There is a mouth to the city which you can make your way into. Volcanoes that get swamped often look like this, hence Caldera. Anyway, the ship is sat at the mouth. There are very, very few ships left. The initial strike against this god took out basically everyone you know. It's pretty brutal. Dragons got torn in half. It was really bad. As you stand there on the horizon, something's in the water. Make a perception check.
Oh,
He's here. Modified 20.
Modified 20. Splendid. Cutting through the water, all you see is what looks like the top of a head. If you were, of a less fearful mind of this creature, you might look like it's a dog paddling through some water. Except this dog is about 100 foot tall, has gigantic wings, and is definitely an elder god.
Cool.
As with a long whip of its tail, it slowly makes its way towards the caldera, and this is it. If there was any time to drop the city, or get ready to, it's now.
I would like to teleport up to Clathid, please.
You don't need to. You're surrounded by golden swirling energy.
Yes!
Seems the spell is still affecting you that affected them at the beginning, so characters get teleported on and off the ship at random intervals on the hour. At which point, Brina is teleported up into the middle of combat, where the three of you are currently engaged with a gigantic... Well, it's a purple, grey, green worm made up entirely of tentacles. I'm going to let your minds paint that picture.
We need to drop... Oh, for goodness sake, okay.
It is currently winding its way through the main city of this city in the clouds. It's winding its way down the main road. The two of you and Brina now are standing in its path, all three in front, while the wizard floats off to one side, throwing spells like it's Mardi Gras, right? Splendid. Wizard, Loreth, it is your turn, so what would you like to do?
Upon seeing... no, sorry. I'm going to cast this Dominate Monster. Wisdom saving throw with advantage for it.
Why does it have advantage?
Because we are in combat with it.
Oh, splendid. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What am I rolling against? It's alright, I rolled a 20. It's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
yeah.
Lovely. So, Dominate Monster has no effect. That is your turn. Bit of a waste there, Loreth. I thought you still like to hit things. What a shame. Brina, it's your turn.
I would also like to use Dominate.
I don't have Dominate Monster. And Brina has, Hold Monster's never really worked for Brina, so she's going to go straight for the necrotic damage and send out Finger of Death.
Do it.
I'm just going to quickly consult my spellbook because I'm a wizard and that's a thing I can do.
Remember, this is happening in 6 seconds
I
as this
know,
gigantic thing rolls down the
I
street
have
towards
precisely
you.
0 time to prepare right now. Yes. All right.
Oh god, actually, I'm still.
Right, cool. Okay, so Constitution saving throw, please.
A Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, which is you're going to take half. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm fine. Doesn't matter what I'm rolling against. I've got a plus 10 to Constitution saving throws. Choose your spells wisely.
Well,
You're going to start rolling for damage?
yeah, I am.
You are a cruel and vindictive god.
So, yeah,
I am. I am.
Damn, of course he is.
Just 2.
While she rolls up all of this damage, Golden, what would you like to do?
Well, it's coming right at me, right?
Correct.
Can I use some of my movement to get
Oh dear.
out of the way? I'd rather not do a Prometheus and just run straight as something's going towards me. I'd rather just go to the side.
Make a perception check.
That is a modified 20.
Modified 20. It is a street. There are houses either side of it. There are alleyways.
Can I just dart into an alleyway and then hit it?
I mean, you can, absolutely. Nothing stopping you.
I'd like to do that then.
You can use your entire movement to make it through to one of these alleyways. As you leap into this alleyway, it's almost in perfect timing as it moves forward and you just manage to dive into this alleyway. You are now separated from the rest of your party. You may still hit it. It is right there.
I would like
Your
to hit,
swings are curtailed by the tightness of the alleyway, though.
I would like to hit it twice with my maul.
Roll with disadvantage.
Roll with disadvantage.
Tight alleyway.
Oh.
You said alleyway.
I did say alleyway.
How much damage was that?
31. It was 62, half to 31.
31 points of damage. It
Uh,
barely shrugs.
Is there somewhere for me to move to? That's not in the path of this thing.
You could jump into an alleyway, much like the captain
I would
is
like
doing.
to jump into an alleyway, please.
Okay, make a perception check to see an alleyway.
At disadvantage, would a 25 hit?
Yes.
Right, okay, second attack.
10?
You do not see an alleyway. Where would you like to run to?
I'm going to get myself out of the path as much as possible. If that means running backwards, then sure.
What is your speed?
25.
25. You can run down the street if you want. That's totally fine.
Prometheus!
I've said it now, haven't I?
You
So-
run down the street 25 feet away.
Second attack, would a 21 hit?
It would. They would both hit.
Excellent.
Have you got a third attack at the moment?
No, because I'm not frenzied.
You're not frenzied. Okay, no problem.
So the first hit is a 18.
18.
Second hit is also an 18.
36. Lovely, 36 damage. Describe those hits for me.
Well, it's just a massive wall of flesh, isn't it?
Correct.
So I don't know if it's doing any good. I'm just like, da!
You are indeed smacking it, and it is indeed hitting. You are indeed hitting the wall of flesh in front of you. It shows little to no sign of giving a toss, though.
I think this is working!
As you hear the captain shouting, I think this is working, from the sky buzz down 4 winged monsters. They look a little like dogs, but dogs with insectoid features, and they buzz to land behind you in the way of where this worm is going. Right in front of you, Brina. One of them is going to attack you.
Seems fair.
Yep. Oh, look, it gets 3 attacks. What's your armor class?
17.
17.
Can you tell me what the rolls are so I can shield one of them if I can?
No need. A 1, a 6, and an 8. No need at all.
Marvellous.
But there is a second one next to it that also tries to attack
so
you.
I still might use those 2 spell points.
That's fine. Nope. Oh, there we go. That's an 18.
Shield then.
What's shield out of your armor class?
Shield adds 5, so that would make it 22.
Oh, but it's plus 7 to attack, so that's 25.
You need to tell me that before I use it.
Okay, then don't use shield, that's fine. So the one lands next to you, swipe, swipe, bite, doesn't hit you. One lands next to you, 2 more swipes, but the leaning in bite does. You take...
Snake eyes.
Snake eyes.
Thank God.
3. You take 3 points of damage as it
Ow.
bites you.
No, actually, she's not happy taking any damage, to be quite honest. She is not pleased.
Yeah, that's annoying. There are 2 more buzzing down and landing, but they're too far away from you now to currently do damage. But one will be striking at you, Dubious, as you are also there.
Are they
What
aberrations?
is- They are indeed aberrations.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage, no problem. What's your armor class?
23.
Nope. 19 plus 7 is 20. No, it's a disadvantage. Nope. Nope. One tries to hit you. It does not hit you.
Right.
It is now your turn, Dubious. What would you like to do?
Where's the small... is it halfling or gnome?
She's a gnome.
I'm a gnome.
Where's the gnome gone?
The gnome is in front of you, being attacked by 2 of these dog-like insectoid
And the
things.
thing is barreling towards
The
us.
thing's barreling towards you from behind, and there are 2. One swiped at you and is just flying in. The other is also flying in. So there are 4 in front, 1 behind. One behind is much bigger and more scary.
Can I do perception for an alley?
Absolutely.
Okay.
6.
You can't see an alley.
Is there a window in the nearby that wouldn't be destroyed?
If you make a second perception check, that's your turn.
No. Can I use... okay, I'm going to... Can I use my action to pick up the gnome?
Yes.
And then...
If she lets you.
Do you let me?
You're going to have to tell me what you're doing if you want me to let you.
Oh, you wouldn't know that if he picks you up. Do you let him? Yes or no?
No.
Cool. She tries to pick you up. Make a grapple check. Contested.
Athletics?
Athletics against whatever you'd like. Athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics. 16?
22.
You pick up the gnome.
Get off me!
I'm immediately going to start running away from the worm and keep an eye out for an alley as I'm running.
So you're running towards the dog things.
Yes.
Cool. That's 4
I
attacks.
hate being picked up so much. It's
That is
really
4
annoying.
attacks of opportunity, but they are all
Disadvantage.
dominations at disadvantage. Oh. No. 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 Fine. Fine. You make it through the 4 dog things as they paw at you ineffectually, much like puppies. That's your turn, Dubious. You are now about 20 feet past them, running straight down the street, looking out for alleyways. You can do a perception check on your next turn. Remind me if I forget. In the meantime, the worm barrels down the street further and is coming towards you further and further and further. I think you are out of its range at the moment. It's 10-foot range. It was 25. You're out of the range. You're not.
What?
With a tail, as it goes past you, as it starts to go past you in this
Yeah,
alleyway,
you better run!
its tail stinger comes out of nowhere and tries to stab you in the middle of the chest.
Oh no!
Oh no! New dice. New dice. I give up. Those are terrible. No, Punk! It bounces off your complete lack of armour.
He flexes.
Laura, you see all this happening below you. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Seeing these two ahead, I'm going to cast Fireball. However, because I can sculpt spells, I can make them not have to automatically succeed on the.
They are
save.
30 feet away from the 4 dog things.
Oh, then just gonna drop on the dog.
Drop on the dog things. They're all within 20 feet of each other. You can absolutely do that.
Deck save on their half. I'm also going to overchannel, which means it does maximum damage.
Have you overchanneled today yet at all?
Nope.
Good, because if you do it 2 times a day, it has horrible repercussions.
Oh yes, I'm reading that.
Good. Dex saves 4 times 4. No advantage, disadvantage. What's your spell save DC?
I don't know.
16.
Well,
Okay,
one of
against the
them
worm,
takes
I
half
would
damage.
suggest.
So I'm just doing that. 8 times
fine.
6. 48. Thank you. I'm choosing to do it at this level.
So how much damage do they all take?
So 48. Was the manual.
3 of them are cinders. 1 looks awful. Awful. Ugh. 24, 21. Cool. Good. Good. You're doing well. How annoying. Brina, it is your turn. What would you like to do? You're currently being held by a dragonborn paladin.
Great, what can I see?
In front of you, nothing.
Okay. Could you turn me around?
I think turning someone around's a free action. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just going to pick up the gnome turn, so she's facing backwards.
Okay, you're now hanging off his shoulders.
What can I see?
The worm is still bearing down the alleyway towards you. 3 of these dog insect things are gone. 1 is looking pretty singed, and behind that you can see the palace on the hill above, which is where you're supposed to be going.
Cool. Is the dog thing and the worm within 40 feet of each other?
Yes.
Perfect. I would like to cast Ice Storm, getting them both, please.
Sure. What's the range on Ice Storm?
Ice Storm's 300 feet.
No, as in what's the range of the storm?
It's 40 diameter.
40
so
foot
20
diameter.
radius, 40 diameter.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So it's 2d8. It's a dex saving throw.
Go and make a dex saving throw.
Oh, I'll sculpt it around him. It's an evocation.
I'm afraid you didn't say that.
You didn't tell me he was there.
Well, at least it's a beautiful day outside. Oh!
All right, I'll allow it. It doesn't affect Golan.
Oh, well, around the side is a trifle.
Golan, as an ice storm like an inch from your nose.
Have you sculpted it around the chest?
Dex, please.
Oh, interesting. Have you sculpted it around Chansey?
I thought you said Chansey was flying away.
Yeah, chance
Chansey's
to
flying away. I don't know what
Chansey's like
Chansey is.
super high up.
Oh, Chansey's fine.
How high up is he? How up is she?
We were flying like
It's a
hundreds of
40-foot
feet.
cylinder. How high up is she?
We
Oh,
were.
she's like maximum. She's about like 120.
Oh, sweet. So she's fine. Okay, cool.
What's the range? What's the top end range on that?
So it's 40 foot high.
Oh, it's 40 foot high.
Yep.
Never mind. No. They both failed their dex saving throws, so go for it.
Lovely. So that's 5. That's 8 bludgeoning.
8 bludgeoning.
And 4, 8, 9, 10. 10 cold. Great.
It's also
So
difficult.
glad I spent 12 points on that.
It's also difficult terrain.
It's also difficult terrain until the end of my next turn.
Hang on. 8 bludgeoning,
8 bludgeoning and 10 cold.
so 5 to each of them. Cold things against these things, not helpful. Hint. Golan, it's your turn. There's an ice storm raging right ahead of you. It doesn't seem to be doing any more damage, but the ground appears slippery.
Ground does appear slippery.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Mm.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the worm's gone like out of the alleyway. If you could picture the entrance here, the worm's gone that way.
Yeah, it tapers a little bit,
Yeah.
so you'd have to sort of make your way around the end of it, but its tail is flapping around all over the place in front of you right now.
Oh, all right. So I can't literally leave these guys with the worm and bookend it for the palace.
Yeah, you could.
Well, I would if I didn't have the option of falling flat on my ass when I did it.
That is what happens.
This tail is just flapping around, right?
It's just flapping around right now.
In range to hit with my maul.
Yeah.
I think better hit it with my maul.
Right, I mean, you surprise me. Go on then.
Actually, I'm not going to hit with my maul. What is the? I'm just going to back up a little further into the alleyway, out of range, and I'm going to Eldritch Blast that bad boy.
Okay, Eldritch Blast you can do from wherever. If you're within melee range, it's got disadvantage, but if you step back a bit, you
That's what I'm trying to do.
Describe how your Eldritch Blast looks and where it comes from.
It comes from my janky eye, which I believe is now just a pure green.
Yep.
And it looks like it's not a nice clean bolt. It sort of looks like Kylo Ren's lightsaber. It's really janky. It's like an energy blast.
Okay, Kylo Ren's lightsaber eye, go for it.
Yeah. That's a great name for a punk band.
Well, isn't it? Kylo Ren's lightsaber, right? Yeah.
Maybe a punk parody band.
Okay, so I'm rolling 4 separate attacks.
It's 4 separate attack rolls, and then each one's a D10 plus the modifier. What's that?
Okay, okay, one's a 24,
That
one's
hits.
a 25,
That
and one's a
hits.
26.
They all 3 hit.
And that is a, what is that? That is a 16.
Doesn't hit.
Does not hit. So it's 3d10
3d10 plus.
plus, I think it's my intelligence modifier?
No, that'll be. You're not. No, you're not that kind of warlock. Nope.
No.
It's plus nothing. Just the rolls.
Just
Just the
roll.
straight
Just a
rolls.
straight roll.
Where are you aiming on this creature?
Does it have an arsehole?
It's a floating mass of tentacles. It's not floating. It's a rolling mass of tentacles. So you tell me.
It has multiple.
I would say it has multiple arseholes.
Can I aim for an arsehole?
Sure. Sure.
What in the butt?
What is it with you guys and shooting things in the butt at the moment?
Boys.
That is
Literally, boys.
Yeah.
17 force damage.
17 force damage. It doesn't even flinch. Good, good, good. Dubious, you have a gnome on your back.
Alright, I'm going to look for an alley.
Please do. That's jagged. Roll again.
12.
12. No alleys around here, but there are windows.
I would like to proceed to throw the gnome through a window.
This is greatly undignified!
Can I use one of my attacks to do
I
it?
am literally a superior officer.
Where's darkness music?
I mean, okay.
He quit.
You are welcome to throw the gnome through a window.
hasn't
Make
quit
an
yet.
attack roll against the window using an improvised weapon
Aw.
of gnome.
Can I just use an athletics to throw to see how hard she goes through the window?
No, it's an attack roll against the window.
What am I adding at this point?
I'm gonna take damage.
It's a dexterity roll.
Yes.
I know you're
Oh,
not
right.
you're not proficient in gnome, so it's just a straight roll because you're a +0 to dexterity. 9. That's worse, man.
Fantastic. So glad that this is happening.
Can you
Will
roll?
Featherfall help me?
No. You're not falling. You're just being thrown.
That's a kind of falling.
Athletics to see
I'm
how
not sure
hard I'm
Featherfall
throwing her.
works on an x-axis.
Okay. Roll athletics. See how hard you're throwing her.
Try shield!
27.
2d8, please. 2d8 plus your strength modifier.
If you're, for God's sake, stop
13.
it.
Brina, you are unceremoniously thrown against a wall. You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage. That's Dubious's turn.
Okay.
You are so fired.
I couldn't be happy with the way that went.
The worm continues to roll forward. You are still. You've not moved. Interesting.
I'm moving. No,
Are you still
I was
moving?
go- I'm still running.
So you're leaving her. You've basically gone, chuck the gnome, boom, and then started running away.
No, at the end of my run, I was going to throw her. So I get a run up.
Okay.
So I get a run up.
Is that why you missed? Because you run and sort of. "Ugh."
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll allow it because it's too funny not to happen.
I am thoroughly annoyed.
As you well should be. Right. The worm continues to move forward. It can't attack you. You're too far away from it, but it can still sense something behind it which was blasting away at it. It's going to try and attack you with disadvantage down the alleyway with its tail because you're so far down it now. It'll be quite difficult for it to hit you. What's your armor class?
17.
Yeah, it doesn't hit. No, it tries to stab you down the alleyway, but just dunk, dunk, this jabbing tail stabs him. It doesn't quite reach
Oh, I was
you.
trying to juke it.
Can we stop using the word jank and juke, please? They seem too similar. Interlocking a bit.
Practice your dance moves.
Yeah.
Make a
Lorith,
semantics
you
roll.
see this happening. It's rolling forward. It's making its way forward. The tail's jabbing away at the captain behind. You've killed most of these dog things. There is one left looking pretty awful. As you look at the worm, it's covered in rents and scars. It's not looking great.
I'm gonna drop a fireball on it. Just
On the worm.
a big worm. Pop!
considering where it moved up to and where the dog thing is,
Mm.
could hit both.
I'll do that then.
You want to do that?
I'll do that then.
Am I?
Cool.
in
Do you wanna
range of
sculpt
that
it, butter?
in relation?
No.
Do you want to
No.
sculpt it around the gnome?
Because
Oh, she's not there. You ran forward. No, she's not there.
Forward, so
I was just checking because Chris keeps forgetting to tell us.
Forgetting to
so,
tell you. Forgetting to tell you.
Missing
Combat awareness.
information.
It's a thing.
I'm
We're
going
asking what's
to,
the-
however, cast it at 5th level.
5th level.
It just does extra damage.
Sure. 2 dex saving throws, right?
Yes, that is.
1 +1, 1 -1. Nope.
And a brat.
They're taking full damage.
Cool.
Brina, as you can you roll a Constitution check to not be concussed.
Oh, fantastic. We all know how well my constitution saving throws go, you know?
that
Yep.
could be a natural 20.
7.
Oh, 19. That's all right.
You shake it off. You manage to rise to your hands and feet and look around
She
as
hasn't been drinking for a couple of days. She's been forgetting to.
good. You manage to turn your head up and look up. You suddenly see doom.
47 points of fire damage.
Yes! My man.
And then I'm going to move up
And then you fly off. Where are you flying to?
towards.
Towards the palace or
Towards the palace.
Towards the palace. You are aiming for the palace. That is correct. As you shoot this and fly off, the dog insect is ash. The worm is still standing.
What?
Just. I mean, single digits.
Sorry,
Just. I mean, it's ooh.
Sorry, there was an additional 4 damage on that because I forgot to add my intelligence modifier.
Never mind. How does the worm blow up?
Your intelligence modifier!
I imagine that's literally just a small moment where it goes, and a little to the right.
Yeah, exactly. So, describe how it blows up in horribleness.
The little bead of red just goes into one of the wounds. There's that moment where nothing happens. I'm like, did that work?
Oh, it's like that sequence with the hospital of the Dark Knight.
Tendrils and bits everywhere.
Everywhere?
And he's covered in a tsunami of just.
Oh no!
Not again!
Golan, make a dexterity saving throw not to be covered by a tsunami of worm bits. You two are also affected by this.
Dex?
Dex.
I'm a
Is she
terrible.
within 10 feet of me at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I get advantage?
You get 3.
Plus 3.
An additional 3, yeah.
That's still helpful.
Let's have all of them before I describe what this feels and looks like.
14.
14,
15.
15. You two are fine. Like this sort of wave of viscera sort of rolls towards, and almost like the tide sort of ebbs back. There's a natural depression in the ground, and you've just didn't have to move. It was all absolutely fine. Golan,
Yes.
Golan, a sea of viscera washes you out into the alley. You are on
my
your
God.
back, spinning around like a turtle that's been turned upside down.
It's just like the gypsy woman said.
Can I... Chauncey!
Chauncey flies down. What, grabs you?
Yeah, literally.
Grabs you, pulls you up to your feet, and just keeps flying off.
Do we have
Keep
guts
sliding up.
plus?
Can I...
Yes.
Can I...
A
Can I...
little spray.
Can I take a running jump onto Chauncey and then we can just both book it towards the palace?
Absolutely. Make a dexterity save. Make a dexterity check. You're not saving anything.
I was hoping it'd be athletics down.
Oh, hang on. A running jump. No, I think there's some dexterity to this.
Yeah.
Straight dex?
Yeah.
Alright. 10!
Add athletics to that to see what happens when you manage to not jump on her back.
We'll just add athletics to it.
No, just roll an athletics as well.
Alright. It's a nat 1.
Golan dexterously tries to run, but slips in the viscera and face plants. You
That's in character.
You take 1 point of damage for sheer stupidity.
I would like to pick up the gnome and go, sorry, and pump some lay on hands in there.
How much do you lay on hands to her?
I don't know how much she's down. How bad does she look?
I've no idea.
What are you doing?
I've got 15 hit points.
It's rather
No,
As a sword.
I'm asking you in character what you were doing.
Healing.
Right. And what were you doing the first time you picked me up?
Running.
Right. I'm going to let you heal me and then we're going to discuss this.
Can
How
I get
bad?
Chauncey to just come back so we can have a gentle takeoff?
I'm not 84.
Don't tell anyone about this, Chauncey. I think only you saw.
Did you see it? There we go.
Like, yeah, 18 points down. Not 18,
seeing
like
the
15
vein
hit points
dropping in your forehead,
Yeah, I
I
was
might
on
not
15
say
straight.
anything to anyone.
I think my
Right,
rage is
we're
over
going
now.
towards the palace. Could you scold me on the way?
I was gonna, you know what? I was gonna leech some of your hit points, but since you've healed me, we'll let that go.
Brina, as you walk down the street towards the palace, the sea of worm viscera is at least How tall are you?
I'm 2 foot tall.
It's about 2 foot deep.
Oh, okay. Can I see the palace?
Yep.
Okay. How far away is it?
Don't
At this
you dare.
point, maybe a mile.
A mile. How many feet?
How many feet are in a mile? I have no idea.
A little over 1,200.
1,200.
I'm just gonna dimension door 500 feet.
Oh well.
That's a really bad. Uh-oh.
Okay, you dimension door and you appear back in the warehouse.
500. Wait,
No,
500
the
towards the
teleportation
palace.
on Clathid takes everyone back to the warehouse.
Uh,
It always has. Yep.
I've never used teleportation on Clathid, so
Correct.
I don't know that. And
Brina
no one told me.
disappears.
Meanwhile,
No one told the head of arcane research that this happens.
Meanwhile,
So thanks.
Could I have been told about this or not?
Possibly. Actually, you wouldn't. People would. It's obviously not.
Already once this hour, the last hour.
You teleport yourself back to Clathid again. Yeah, there we go. Happened while they were here.
Yeah, I was asleep. So.
He took force damage.
You guys probably worked out that this happened, so you could go back for her. The captain is literally performing a heavy metal album cover, riding through a red sky into a
Maul in the air.
mall in the air into a broken palace. So yeah,
Right. How far away is the
Eye
warehouse?
patch just
Because
about a
gone.
mile behind you.
We didn't travel that far before we got swarmed.
Yeah, it's about a mile behind you. You're about the halfway point. Funny that.
See what you did there.
Do I just land and then
Oh.
yeah?
Yeah, literally. Golan, you land in the centre of the council chamber. There's still that crack in the floor. There's been some pathetic attempts to put wood over it, but you know that the way down there leads to where you need to go, or there are stairs in the palace that could take you down.
Oh yeah, there are stairs.
This whole place still does look like there's been lots of fighting going on, lots of dead bodies of these horrible chthonic beings lying around, but nothing alive at the moment.
How long is it going to take them to water me?
A mile back, a mile forward, 3 miles, half an hour.
Cool. I'm going to spend some hit dice and wait for them.
Cool.
I'm going to, I'm just going to say, she'll be fine. And I'm going to proceed to walk towards the palace.
I'm so gonna firebolt you. I'm gonna firebolt you right in the face.
If I'm
It
still
was
flying,
your
you said,
own
I'll fly
fault.
back, which is at 60 feet rather
What?
than my movement.
Hang on.
Sorry. If I'm still flying, I'll fly using my 60-foot fly speed.
Okay, if you
back.
fly back, pick her up, cast another fly spell so it affects 2 of you, and then you both go back, I'd say that would take you about maybe 15 minutes, because you fly quite quickly.
So it
Well,
literally
I-
would
I'm-
take the same amount of time.
Yeah, they
for
will
me to
arrive the
walk.
same time as you get there walking.
I am
Actually,
going-
no, that's not right. It's 3 over 1. You'll get there about a third of the time before they do.
I will run. How's that?
You're fine. You're going to get there before they do anyway.
Given that I'm actually quite low on spell points, so I will ask if you don't
Oh,
mind.
no. Roleplay it. You land. He lands next to you.
Are you hovering?
Transdimensional teleportation doesn't quite work. Yeah, hovering.
And no one thought to tell me this.
I thought you'd maybe read the notes on it. I'm sorry. Would you like a...
I'm sorry, I'm the head of this department. And I've been trying to figure out how to kill an old god for about 2 months, actually. Let's be real.
Hi,
I've been doing
Golan.
this for 2 months.
Would you
Wait
like
it
a
good
out.
time.
Wait it out.
I need memos.
Would you like a lift?
Yes,
I'll explain
I
on the
would.
way.
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind being carried? I'm rather low on spell power.
Thank you for asking. I don't mind being carried.
Okay. I'll
Hang on.
piggyback.
When did you start flying?
Ooh.
Shit.
When we first got here.
When you
No.
first got here.
And then we time to fly to this combat.
No.
That.
No, you must have cast it again because we all dropped.
Oh, we all did.
Okay, it's about an hour, isn't it?
No, it's a 10-minute spell.
Oh! It ran out before you got there, so you had to cast it again in mid-flight.
I'll do that then.
Okay, so
I'm
you
not
can
going to hit the ground.
you can literally you can not hit the ground. How are you going to pick her up without hitting the ground?
Jump.
You want a 2 foot tall person to jump in.
You
can
can
do a
pick me up
fly-
without hitting the ground. Or
Yeah.
you can
Just hold your
under
arm
the armpits.
Yeah, just
You've
hold
asked
your
for
arms out like
permission,
this.
so I don't
I can
mind.
show you.
Say that he has to be standing upright.
No, it's true. It's true. I'm just trying to get the visual of you swooping down and lifting up a gnome from under the armpits without touching the ground. It's like carrying a small baby, isn't it?
Carefully.
It's like carrying a small baby. Wonderful. Okay.
That's how you pick up one of the shorter races, by the way. You just ask.
He's not there.
Yeah.
No, out of character. That's
Okay.
how you do it.
Now, just to be clear, you will need to cast a spell again when you get about halfway there, and then you will probably
Yep.
just about make it
Yep.
if you do it quickly.
I will tell her just we're gonna go into free fall for just a moment.
I believe Fly has a verbal component and a somatic component.
And the material one as
And
well.
a material one as well.
But,
So can you do it
ignored
while
because I have
carrying
my
someone?
arcane focus.
How are you using your arcane focus? You're carrying someone.
Yeah, free fall. Cast.
Make a dexterity saving throw. You'd better hope it's good.
12.
If you'd warned me, I have feather fall. I'm going to cast feather fall, please.
I did tell her she is going to experience free fall for a while.
What you said was the words free fall and then dropped her. I was there.
She's fallen enough in this 250 hours.
It's fine.
To know what's
You
about to
you did
happen.
drop
I
her,
feather fall.
but then a 12 is enough to just swoop down and grab her, probably by the scarf, and then pick her up again. Yeah.
I swear to God, I am going insane.
Well, meanwhile, me and Golan are currently sipping on alcohol.
Are you?
I'm not. I don't drink.
He's
I'm
sober.
drinking.
I don't drink, mate.
Really?
He's been in Eldritch Wasteland for 12 years. Like,
Oh,
I'm guessing that alcohol's not high on the list of things to have in the Eldritch Wasteland.
I'm drinking. Because, let's
Only
be fair, this
sanity
is
might work.
hilarious.
Think
And
of
I'm
people
about
Help yourself. I'm not a judge.
So you've been drinking alcohol?
only a little. Because I'm about to be told off by my boss when she gets back.
Sure. How much is a little?
Probably a
Loaded question.
look, he's going to make you make a Constitution saving throw no matter what you
Pint
say.
of what?
ale.
A pint of ale? Nah, it's fine. Pint of ale
I've
you
only
can
got
have.
so much in a war skin.
Yeah, you're fine. It's a pint of ale. I thought you were going to say a pint of, I don't know, vodka, and then it would have been a
No,
very
fuck
different
no.
conversation. Yeah, good. Cool. All four of you have now safely arrived at the palace where you were aiming to go in the first place.
So are we all heading down the proper stairs rather than the crack? I think it's probably the safest.
Can I squeeze through the crack?
The crack would take you, you'd have to take some of the wood aside. You could easily take the wood aside that's there. It would then be a 50-foot drop.
Yeah, but I can
Onto
feather
the
fall,
orb.
so I
Sure.
can just.
I'll just once you do that, like I'll dash down the stairs.
Yeah,
So you're, which way are you going?
I'm jumping.
You're
Come on,
jumping.
Chauncey.
I'm not casting feather fall on him.
I know.
You need to pull the wood up, so make a strength check, athletics check to start pulling these bits of wood up and make sure they're sorted.
How long is it going to take me to get down?
19.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
19. You pull this wood up very easily. It's literally just like, oh, this is where people walk platforms. They're not made too much effort. They're wizards. They can all fly. It's not a big deal.
Can I take a rest though?
I'm just pounding down there.
Rest in there. And I jump down and I cast
Yeah, I'm
feather fall and float down.
Okay, so you jump. You jump 50 feet down.
Yes.
Make an athletics check. You better pray this is high.
28.
28.
Ooh.
There's no justice in this world.
You only take half damage, which is 11 points of damage as you land with an, oh, that was slightly too far.
And lay on hands.
And you lay on hands yourself to heal the 11 points of damage.
Am I there?
You are.
Excellent.
You're all in this room.
I'm
The
just-
blue orb
are
is
we
in
all
front of
standing
you.
together?
Yeah, you are.
Nice. United. We made it, guys.
Yeah.
You are all standing in a 50-foot tall, 100-foot wide dome. In the center of the dome is a large orb. It glows blue. There are blue crystals on the wall all around you. How many of you have experienced this room before?
I think I was away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
none of
I
you were here.
haven't, so I would like to roll an Arcana check.
None of you were here. Sure, make the Arcana check. That's fine.
We just got told to crack an orb, so we're going to swing a sword at the orb.
Hang on.
18. Low roll for
18.
me.
I
Yeah.
would also like to make an Arcana check on the arm. I have not been in this room before.
Sure. She rolled an 18.
23.
Together we can.
You both recognize that this room, this blue orb, is pulsing with magical energy. It is transmutation energy, and it is clearly holding the city up. The blue crystals around the edge seem to have some effect on how it operates. You said you wanted to swing your sword into the orb?
Yes.
Go ahead, make an attack roll. Have you checked where the creature is? I mean, you're doing it, but...
Wait. The creature was on the horizon.
Roll, you said you hit it.
Well, I can't hold you before. Oh, for God's sake.
We should swap names.
Like, really, though, you were doing great earlier.
31.
Yeah.
You rolled a 30. Well, you hit it. It's standing right there. There's
He's not even here yet.
roll for damage.
No.
Just like.
Go slow. 11.
11 points of damage.
Spoiler, he was a cultist this whole time.
No. Did I just crack the orb?
No, it has taken some damage. It is not cracked yet.
Does it feel like the island's falling?
Is it stable?
The island, there's a juddering as he hits it, but at this point, it doesn't feel like it's about to collapse or anything like that.
Okay. Right. He was on the horizon when I got teleported up here. It was the last thing I saw before I got up here. Top of his head. Not yet. I think we'll know when he shows up.
I'd like to hold for a second,
Yeah.
if that's all right. Beneath you, you can't see this is for the audience. As the ships around the caldera prepare for this moment, and as they see this elder god breaking the horizon and coming closer and ever closer to them, on the spirit of the horizon, Captain Galbert Twinkletoes, the halfling monk, is standing watching this whole scenario unfold, getting ready to find some way to send a message.
Hold me, Jack!
Some way. Sorry, the player who plays Galbert's now arsing around the back of the room stream.
Sorry, stream.
It's all right. Is currently wondering how to get a message to the people up there when it's the right time. It's almost as if an important part of this plan was forgotten.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, part of him says, I'm sure it'll work out. Like, we'll make it happen. It'll be okay. Someone can teleport up or whatever.
Sending.
Do you have sent?
At this point, the ship around you starts to glow again with the golden void energy that first teleported the ship away and also summoned the god. There is a beam glow.
Oh, fuck.
No.
At which point, back up on the city,
No one say anything and I'll have to go
Golan,
back.
Yes.
in your head you hear a voice. A voice that says, now is the time.
Frenzied Rage, 3 reckless attacks on Brina.
Oh my god!
What?
Sleep raging.
Wow.
hell just happened?
You will find out soon enough. Roll the attack rolls, please.
Green, and all we knew was his eye went green. It might not be that, but he's obviously like.
Oh god, Elder Gods, of course.
Will a 21 hit?
Shield.
She can cast shield as a reaction.
Yep.
So that's one.
That's one.
No, it will not.
No, it will not. This is attack number 2, which is a Bane Strike.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What saving throw is that? If it is one?
There isn't one. Will a 28 hit?
Yeah.
And here's attack number 3. That's a natural 16 plus 13. I'm going to assume that hits.
Yeah, it does. Roll the damage for those 2 strikes as you smash your maul into the face of your erstwhile friend.
She's a humanoid as well, isn't she?
Correct.
Excellent. That's plus 13 to the damage I roll.
Oh my god. There's a lot of
Here's a question. Is Bane...
Good, there should be.
Is Bane...
No.
It's a different thing.
I'll explain what Bane Strike is. I'm
We'll get
actually
there.
shaking. This is so exciting.
We'll get there.
I can't believe every time I play D&D with you,
That is
you
a-
nearly kill me.
That is 20 damage on the first hit,
Excellent.
which was a Bane Strike, which means that for the next minute you have to subtract 1d4 from all of your attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks.
Roll the 1d4.
Roll the 1d4.
Is this Bane
Yeah.
the spell?
It's Bane the spell in a weapon strike, yes.
Doesn't it...
Can I not make a charisma saving throw
No.
against it?
No, you can't. You only have to subtract 1. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But that's for the next minute. Here
It's
comes
home-
attack
it's
number
homebrew.
2.
Oh, you're in so much trouble.
That's a 1 and a 2. That's better. That is a 22 on the second attack.
So 42 damage total.
42 damage total.
Brina, 2 strikes from the maul and you take 42 damage as your friend, the captain of the ship, hits you twice with his maul and sends you reeling.
Am I
I'm sure
meleeing
there's
him?
some confusion in the room. Allow me to explain. The captain, erstwhile captain, was teleported back to his home plane, where this horrible monster reigned. He was gone for 12 years. In that time, he gained some weird abilities, and then when he came back, he helped the crew. Until this very moment.
Can I hit the captain?
Hang on. Galbert, back on the ship, this pulse of golden energy and void energy. The gold seems to outweigh the void. And you hear a voice in your head. It's a voice you can barely remember. It's been so long since you've heard it. The voice of your first captain, Sammy de Lassom, the captain of your ship originally when they first went on this mission, rings through your head saying, "Stand tall, I'm sending help."
What?
Hang on, in order. Dubis, it's now your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to hit the man that just struck at my boss.
Go for it.
Go for it, mate. Stand quite a high chance of hitting.
What hit points do you have?
I'm back up to full because I took my short rest. So I'm
20
20 will hit, yeah.
and 29. Oh, that.
He's Rex attacking, yeah. You've hit him. You can roll for criticals, but otherwise you've already hit him twice.
No.
Okay, so you roll damage on those?
I would like to pump smite into them.
Okay, no problem at all.
I'd like to pump 2
2/3 level divine smites.
That's way too late.
It's a lot of damage.
You should have half of that.
We'll come to it. Okay. I'm not going to be sticking around for long, so.
Oh, right, cool. Do it.
So I need to subtract 1 dice. Twenty-two.
22.
Yep.
22 of what kind of damage?
Radiant, I believe.
Just full radiant, there's no bludgeoning or anything.
Slashing was shall I roll one of them? I don't know. One of them was sword attack.
Oh, sword attack. Okay, so take 5 off each of these strikes because we can't remember the roll. What was the second one?
Let's see that one.
Sure.
So 3 is the slashing damage.
So you can.
3 is the slashing damage.
Oh, no, well, the total slashing is 12.
12.
So 6.
6.
Sorry, some rules lorry stuff about what is slashing and what is radiant damage. He doesn't take as much slashing damage.
20 radiant.
20 radiant.
20 radiant.
Thank you.
Cool.
Right.
Lorith, it's your turn.
Cool. How big roughly is this room that we're in?
The room that you're in, it's about 100 foot wide, it's about 100 foot diameter, 50 foot high dome.
Okay.
Thunderdome.
I am going to cast a blade barrier
Uh-huh.
with him smack bang in the middle of it.
Okay.
I'm also going to over channel. This is going to suck.
You're going to over-channel for the second time today.
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. That's a really dumb thing to do, but go on.
He does.
He's read it. He knows what he's.
16 points of necrotic damage.
Yes, you do.
I have a question I'm going to need to whisper in your ear in a second.
Hang on, it's a dexterity saving throw, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
15?
You get advantage on those
18.
danger sense.
Ah,
Danger sense. Oh, thank you.
Do you mind?
But he
No, no,
also
look.
attack.
Still 15.
still 15. What's your...
Does not succeed.
Does not succeed, so you take full damage. It's you've over
You're
channeled
about to
it.
be a-
You've
So,
over
so
channeled
yes,
it.
so you take 60 points of slashing damage.
30.
30.
You're going to be
And at
eviscerated
the
in a
start
second.
of your next turn, same again.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. It's my turn next.
No, it's Brina's turn next.
Make
Brina,
a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Constitution saving throw. 16.
I'm going to over channel. I cast Blight at 5th level.
okay. How much damage is that?
That is
Have you over
72
have you over channelled today already?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
That is so that's 9 times 8 is
Thought you'd give me
72.
some armor.
If anyone wants to correct me on my maths, please do. But I do believe.
That's right.
Yep. 72 necrotic.
72 necrotic. Thank you.
You're dead.
No, he isn't.
It's
Why?
not
I'm
quite
not.
yet. No, I know how many hit points this man has.
He is not dead yet.
Is it my turn?
As a bonus action, I'd like to take my healing potion, please.
Sure.
How much damage did you do again? 72.
72 necrotic.
The fact you're alive.
The fact that he's alive after that proves how scary this is, I think. Right, Golan, it is your turn. You get one action. You want to check something with me?
By the way, Brina really hated Golan before this anyway.
In that
This is
case,
why this
I'd
is
like
so
to do
angry.
all of those things I said, including making that a Bane Striker. Is that too much stuff?
No, that's fine, but describe what you do.
Cool.
You can just say what you want to do, it's fine.
Feeling super victorious with me in the center of this blade barrier, Golan
Guys, shh.
vanishes
Guys,
and appears right behind you.
Cast shield.
Sure.
I haven't made my attack yet.
It's
I
a
know,
reaction.
but
You don't, he'll
I've-
tell you the roll and then you can cast it. So
That's a
don't.
good
yeah.
point. Yes. Sorry.
Make the
yes.
attack roll.
It's okay.
Ooh, you are very lucky. That was a very bad roll. That is button 18.
I cast shield.
Fine. Are you not raging at the moment?
I am still.
You're
raging.
frenzied raging, so you have a third attack.
Oh, we do have a third attack.
Yep.
All right. Let's do that again.
Yep.
I already declared the second one a bait strike.
Mm-hmm.
18 is my AC for reference for the crowd.
29.
That'll hit.
Cool. With a Bane Strike, hit him.
Yes.
Did you take the damage at the start of your turn from Blade Warp Barrier?
He teleported out of it, therefore no effect.
Misty step.
Misty Step,
No,
teleportation effect.
I think
Teleportation.
Okay,
Teleportation
no, that's
out of a magical effect means it does not hurt him.
Good.
Same way that you can't be grappled by it. Same problem.
Hold on,
No,
what
no.
action is Misty Step?
It's a bonus action.
Yes, but at the start
It's
of the
start
turn.
Of the turn, he takes damage. When a creature enters the area for the first time on a turn
Oh,
or
okay.
starts its turn there, the creature
That's
must
fine.
make
I
that
know we
dex
are.
saving throw.
12. What dex did you say?
A dexterity saving throw,
Oh.
so with advantage.
With
'cause
advantage.
You're a barbarian.
Yep.
Kind of.
16.
16 is the DC, so you make the save. Yes?
Right, so you take half damage from the
Half
blade
damage.
barrier as you move out of it.
Yep.
What's half damage on the blade barrier?
Does it still count as being over channeled?
It does.
Cool, so it would be 30, then down to 15, then down to what, 7 for you?
7.
7.
And how much damage does the strike on him do?
I'm just rolling damage for that now.
Mm-hmm. Once you've done that, we'll pause for a minute. Stream apologies, it's overran slightly.
Because it has to again. He makes the save.
That
it
is-
has to again, and then he's raging.
That is 20 damage on the hit,
Mm-hmm.
which is good.
20 damage on the hit. So you take 20 points of damage as we will pause. Literally, that's all we're doing now, just pausing. Back in 10 stream, I'll hand over to Kat to see us out for this hour, and then we'll be back on the next.
Okay, I'm going to really quickly do.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Please feel free to stick around for the next few hours. We're here until 10 o'clock. You can go and buy some more tickets if you haven't already. If you want to keep following what's happening, because I've not got a clue. So yeah, otherwise I'm going to ask you to leave really quickly through the back door as well as we do. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Do any regular players mind